doing this again. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Sharon Collier. I am a homeschooling mother of 4 children. I have to admit, this is the 3rd time I filmed this video and it's driving me crazy, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go through it. So, I have my coffee. You should get yours too. And I'm gonna be sharing the 5 top books that I love the most currently and would recommend. The first book that I have is The Lifegiving Home by Sally and Sarah Clarkson. It's a mother and daughter that wrote it together. I love Sally Clarkson. She is so inspiring. She teaches mothers to just learn to love being a mother and learn to love what God has called us to do. And I would really recommend her if reading any of her books. If you are Christ-loving, if you are a mom with young children, if you're an older, I don't know. Anyway, I would really recommend her. But so this book, it makes me think of, like, when you think of snuggling with your kid with hot cocoa by the fire, or taking a Sunday walk, or when you just think of like creating those special memories with your children, that makes me think of this book. This book talks about how to help your house be a home full of love and a home full of memories and traditions. It goes through the months and it gives you suggestions on what you can do each month with your family to create those memories. And the book helps you cultivate a life-giving home. Like, it helps you create those memories and those traditions with your children. I would highly recommend this book. It really gives you lots of ideas. It's really inspiring. You read it and you're like, I could do that! I'm gonna go do that! The second book is The Read Aloud Family by Sarah Mackenzie. This book was entertaining. It was really easy to get through. I have it on Audible. I don't have the physical copy with me. I listened to it and it was really good. It teaches why you should read to your children, and it tells you the benefits, and it also gives you ways how. Like, it tells you different ways to start incorporating it into your life. I really enjoyed that book. I would recommend it to any mother. The third book I have is Desperate by Sally Clarkson and Sarah May. Again, Sally Clarkson, I love her. You should read one of her books, they're amazing. But this book made me cry. There is a part in it where Sally is talking about her daughter. After she was just born, she was in the hospital. She couldn't hold her daughter. And my first son, he went to the hospital for the first 2 weeks of his life, and it just, that book just brought back those memories, and it just really like opened the floodgates, but it's really touched my heart. But basically, it's validation and grace and encouragement. It's about a young mom who's writing to Sally saying, oh my gosh, I have this idea of this family. This is how I want my family to be. Over here, like, beautiful, you know, I have these ideas. We do all these fun things. And over here, in reality, my 2-year-old son is flushing yet another toy down the toilet for the 3rd time. Or, you know, my kids are coloring on the walls. Or, you know, just like crazy. Like, you have this idea and then reality is not like that. And you're like, what's going on? What did I sign up for? And then Sally Clarkson is writing to the young mom and giving grace and validation and encouraging her, you know, keep going, like, you are doing great. I mean, I might be missing some things here because it was a little wild, but it was really good. If you are a mother, young mom, at home with your kids, they're just driving you crazy, but you want to have this beautiful family, but you're like going up the wall and you're hiding in your bedroom, eating chocolate, like locking the door and crying, then this book is for you. This was a great book. I would highly recommend it. The fourth book is The Child Whisper by Tuttle. Again, I don't have the book. I listened to it on Audible. This book is an energy profiling. It talks about 4 different profile types and their pros and their strengths and their weaknesses, and it talks about how to help them and understand them better. And for example, my daughter is a type 2, and she would run off to her bedroom and cry, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's so emotional, she's so sensitive, why is she always doing this? And this book helped me see, oh, she's doing it because I am not spending enough one-on-one time with her. She really needs that, and I'm not giving it to her. And so it was really helping with that. Another thing is, there's a story in the book, and it talks about a type 3, just throwing herself or himself on the ground because it can't communicate what it wants. And it just has all this so much energy that it just wants to communicate, but it can't, so it just throws himself on the ground. And let me tell you, that explains my 2-year-old to a T. Like, he did that for a whole entire year of his life. Between 1 and 2, he would just throw himself on the ground all the time. It just makes me laugh because it's like, oh, that's why he was just doing it. Like, I understand a little bit more now why he would just constantly throw himself on the ground. That makes sense now. Or another example, my first daughter, she is a type 3, and I am a type 3. And we were really butting heads. I was thinking to myself, oh, she's so soft and she's so kind and she's nothing like me. I'm so aggressive and I get things, I'm determined and I'm headstrong, and she's just so gentle and so sweet, and we just butt heads because we're nothing alike. But reading this book helped me realize, wow, we're exactly alike and we have the same energy type. Like, that's why we're butting heads. It was very eye-opening, and after that I could understand her a little better, and our relationship has gotten better because I can understand, oh, she's doing this because she wants her independence, she wants this. Like, it wasn't like a big eye-opening, like, oh, my life has changed, but it helped me change small things in my life, which has helped our relationships. But this book I also love because it helped me understand my childhood better. I mean, it might not do that for you, but for me and my mother, we butted heads a lot when I was young. And reading this book, it made me realize, oh, I wasn't this bad child. I just wasn't understood. My mother didn't know what I was like. My mother didn't understand how to work with my energy type. Like, it was really eye-opening for me and my childhood, and going back and you know, just reopening doors that were closed and thinking about, oh, this is why I did this. This is why I did this. And this is why I did that. And this is why my mother didn't get it. And I don't know. It was very eye-opening, and I would highly recommend it. The last book I recommend, it's more geared towards homeschoolers. If you're not a homeschooler, there is still stuff there for you. The fifth book is The Well-Trained Mind by Susan Wise Bauer and Jessie Wise. To be honest, I have not actually read this whole entire thing. I have only read the things that pertain to me, which is the elementary years, and then like organizing your homeschool life. There's also the middle school years and the high school years. I haven't really read that. Well, to be honest, I listen to them on Audible, but I would recommend having a physical copy. This book, it gives you schedules. Well, not really schedules, but hold on, let me find an example real quick. Here is an example. So you probably won't be able to see, but so it has second grade spelling, 20 minutes per day, 3 to 4 days per week. Grammar, 20 minutes per day, 3 to 4 days per week. And it does this for each grade and each subject. And it recommends how much time you should spend on it and why that's how much time you should spend on it. And so if you are a beginning homeschooler, this book I would highly recommend. It is the classical method. And so it teaches about the classical method. And not only does it teach about the classical method and give you an idea of how much time you should spend on each thing, but it also gives you resources. Susan and Jessie, they worked together and they went through curriculums and they compared cost and effectiveness, and they did all that nitty-gritty stuff, and then they recommended their best curriculum choices for you. So in the back of each chapter, I think it is, they recommend different things and they tell you where to buy them and how much it is. And let me give you an example. Hold on. Okay, so an example, it talks about Saxon math right here, and it explains a little about Saxon math, and then it tells you how much it is and where you can get it, and it is a very resourceful book to have. I don't know if that's the right word to use, resourceful. But anyway, if you are a homeschooler, I would highly recommend this book. Well, there you have it. Those are my 5 top books that I love and would recommend. If you have read any of these books, I would love to know. Leave a comment down below. And if you're going to read any of these books, I'd also love to know. Leave a comment down below and tell me which one you're going to read. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe below. I will see you next week. Bye.